E-commerce is no longer a side channel. It's now a major driver of retail growth.
Yeah.
And how central is it to Vietnam retail expansion today? And what sets Vietnam apart from other fast-growing regional markets?
I think, it seems like Vietnam had a bit of a head start with the internet penetration, the amount of mobile use across the country. So not just in the main cities, but across, the wider population that perhaps don't have access to a lot of sophisticated shopping malls or different brands. So those people outside of the major cities. So it's been extremely important to grow the market, grow that brand familiarity. Brands across all different segments really have to pay attention to this, whether it's direct selling through those channels or whether it's developing their branding or collaboration or partnerships. There's so many different facets. But yeah, Vietnam is definitely at the forefront of this in the region and therefore globally. Vietnam's a very strong case study for e-commerce growth.
Recently, we see a rapid growth in live stream selling, social commerce, and cashless payment. And which of these trends do you believe it will have the most lasting impact on retail?
Hard to say. I mean, cashless payments, aside from the convenience factor, provides a huge amount of data. So there's the data for the brands, so they can identify different target markets, identify which products are going to be most useful to different segments. This in turn reduces the wastage, for example. If you look at the food sector, this increases the efficiency on logistics, so therefore reducing emissions and transportation costs and making things cheaper, plus the environmental benefits. Some people do prefer the cash side of things, but I think it's inevitable the cashless purchase and cashless society will continue to evolve. And ultimately, there should be the benefit for consumers and for retailers and the finance sector and the banking sector to provide increased services and increased credit, perhaps, to consumers. Live streaming, certainly an effective sales tool. Again, it very much depends on the sector. If we're looking at the larger retailers, the large brands who are looking at these distribution markets or investing into real estate or investing into different segments, then the physical mall aspect or the physical retail sector is still extremely important, whether or not the sales are conducted in that place. Sometimes it could be a marketing channel rather than some people might go to the store to check out the product, for example, and then make the purchase via an e-commerce channel. But yeah, it's a hugely developing channel. Again, concerns would be regulation, data protection. Are you buying the correct product and things like this from individual sellers? So I would err on the side of caution, and I think cashless purchases and different segments of e-commerce and physical retail are still very important, certainly at that premium and more luxury segment.
So in the next phase of growth, how important is it for the physical retail remain for luxury brands in Vietnam alongside digital channels based on consumer perspective?
Yeah, so the luxury segment is really an area of growth for Vietnam. There's huge demand from luxury brands to have physical presences in Vietnam. Luxury retail is one of the segments, one of the categories where it's even more important to have physical retail. It's not just the product, it's not just the glasses, it's not just the watch, it's the environment, it's the way the brands are treating their customers and building that long-term relationship normally with them. So it's very much about the experience, delivering that confidence on the product quality that has been built up over normally so many years. It's in many cases, if you look at Vietnam, but also other countries in the region, you'll notice the luxury stores will be very much a flagship, very much a billboard. Physical retail is really a place for consumers to go and develop that relationship with the brand, which is what the brands need and desire to develop that long-term relationship. The online sales are there. It's less important than perhaps premium products or mass market or other consumer goods like electronics and things.
Once again, thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.